Ladies and gentlemen, this is Insight on Business. My name is Michael Libbie, and this is all powered by our advertising agency, Insight Advertising, Marketing, and Communications, seen live at webcast1.com and also all over the net whenever you want. This is the show about advertising, marketing, consumer trends, and best business practices. What we attempt to do each and every Monday is bring to you those news stories that might help your business succeed in this economy or in any. All of this is brought to us by our friends at FWRSA. FWRSA, tax accountants and business analysts who understand business. You can find them in Clive, Iowa. Go to FWRSA, FWRSA, F-U-I-R-S-A, FWRSA.com. On the show today, well, you think you're funny, right? How about you spend all kinds of money, like millions of dollars, and then you go, oops, that wasn't so funny after all. The sad tale of our friends over at Mountain Dew. Also, careful who you hire. Think about this just a minute. We have shared with you our concerns about social media strategists, you know, those wizards that say that they know everything that there is to know about social media, and then you check them out. We'll have a real true, I met one last week. It's absolutely amazing. We're all on the bus, but who's driving? We've got that story for you. MILF, M-I-L-F. It's not what you thought it means. We'll cover that in just a little bit. Dan Halstead is here. We're going to talk about his brand new business, how he has switched careers, and more importantly, how he's reinventing himself. Apple, why do we do business there? We'll show you why we do business with Apple. And of course, the best campaign of the week. We used to show the worst campaigns, and we'll still do that from time to time, but we want to share with you what we think is perhaps the very best campaign that we've seen all of last week. Well, let's talk about this. Let's say that you've got your own business and you're going to put together a really clever, funny television ad. All right? And that television ad is going to try to reach your prime demographic. Your prime demographic apparently is men, boys, ages 13 to 25, and you want the ad to be edgy. Why not do this? Why not show a female that's been beaten by a bunch of thugs who just happen to be African American, throw in a talking goat, and have it all produced by a rapper? What could ever go wrong? Ryan, what could ever go wrong? Just mix all that stuff up, and what do you get? This is what you get, kids. It speaks for itself.
Did you see this Mountain Dew ad? It's being called the most racist commercial in history. Now, Mountain Dew is pulling the ad, but Jen, do I hear the line again of, we didn't approve it?
And it was online, it wasn't on the air, and it's just how many companies are we going to have to see who are pushing the line online so far that, people are just revolting and saying this is really in poor taste. At what point do you start to think, do they want that? The commercial's being called outrageous, offensive. Some say it promotes beating women and then bullying them. Here's a 60-second ad. You're going to see a battered woman. She's being pressed by a cop to pick a suspect out of a lineup. Now, first of all, everybody in the lineup is African American except the goat. And then the goat says this.
It's easy. Just point to him.
You better not snitch on a player.
No. He's wearing the do-rag.
Snitches get stitches, fool.
What does this have to do with Mountain Dew?
Yeah. Yeah. What does it? And, the goat's the cool one. Anyway, the whole thing.
Went ahead and pulled that ad almost immediately. I apologize. I'm not sure where we got that extraneous information from. HLN? I don't know who the hell that is. But anyway, that ad was done by the rapper Tyler, the Creator. So who is Tyler, the Creator? And how could PepsiCo go ahead and produce an ad like this? Well, let's take a look at just a few short seconds of Tyler, the Creator. What could go wrong? Now, this isn't necessarily safe for work, kids.
Rapping as I'm mocking death rock stars, wearing synthetic wigs made of anwars, dreadlocks, bedrock, harder than a motherfucking Flintstone, making crack rocks out of pussy nigga fishbone. This nigga
All right, well,
get grown.
so there you have it. That is Tyler, the Creator. And that's the guy that PepsiCo hired to produce the awful Mountain Dew ad, and that they pulled within inside of 3 days. Pepsi, of course, said, oh gosh, we're really sorry. We didn't mean to offend anybody. It's not really a racist ad. Well, come on, kids. Here's the bottom line for your business, no matter what business you happen to be in. They call comedy the toughest thing to do in acting because it is. You always can't be funny. And when you cross the line like that piece of trash, well, then it gets you in all kinds of issues. Sure, PepsiCo went ahead and got all kinds of ink and coverage due to their flub, but seriously? But maybe then again, if your target market is 13 to 18, I never did like Mountain Dew. What could be the very worst campaign of the world, ladies and gentlemen, that was pulled within just a couple of days. It's hard to do comedy, so you should remember, don't do it. And talking goats. That was funny, but the rest of it wasn't so good. All right. We've shared with you many times the whole issue about being a little skitterish of social media wizards. Remember this guy? This is a social media wizard, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he's got all of the answers. This is the guy that knows how to weave those magic words with Facebook and Twitter and his social media. What we told you so many times is don't trust all of this stuff until you check out the social media strategist. All right, here's the true story. Last week, I was having coffee with a friend, and another friend happened to see us sitting there and engaged in conversation. So he walked over and introduced me to a real live social media wizard. Yes. And the social media wizard and I started to talk, and he asked me if I had ever heard of social media. I said, I have heard of social media. There's something about it. Tell me, what is it that you do? And he went on to tell me that the only thing that you need to advertise on, ladies and gentlemen, forever in a day is Facebook. Don't worry about traditional media. Nobody is reading magazines. Nobody's reading the newspaper. Nobody's watching television. Nobody's doing anything other than hanging out on Facebook. Yeah. So I asked him, I said, well, do you use other social media tools? I've heard of this thing called Twitter. And the guy says, oh, we do. For our clients, we do use Twitter to push people to what? Of course, the Facebook site. I said, how do you do that? Well, we employ interns to tweet for our clients. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the train wreck. Sometimes even professionals really goof up. Not very long ago, there was a story out of Detroit, Michigan, where one of the hired hands that was tweeting on behalf of Chrysler wrote a tweet and said, you'd think in the Motor City these blankers might know how to drive, on the Chrysler Twitter page. Oops. Needless to say, the multi-million-dollar contract that East Coast firm was engaged with in Chrysler disappeared, as well as perhaps that social media strategist. When you're having interns tweet for you, it is a train wreck waiting to happen. Anyway, so the whole conversation centered around Facebook and Twitter. And so I asked him, I said, well, I'm really interested in this social media. Do you have a website? And he says, you don't need a website. All you need is social media. We're on Facebook. Seriously? Where's that picture of the wizard? If I didn't know better, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's getting paid. And to be fair, we did check on one of his clients that's based here in the metro, and they do have a dandy Facebook page with about 1,400 followers. Most local businesses usually have 250 or so. We also checked this guy's website. Remember, he doesn't have a website. He's on Facebook and his Twitter account. Sad, sad, double sad. So, back here. One more thing, kids. Bottom line. If you are engaging or wanting to hire a social media strategist, use your common sense. Do a little checking around. All right? There are lots of people out there that will tell you anything that you want to hear just to go ahead and pry a buck out of your pocket. Hang with the people that know social media, that actually use it. And they might even have, who knows, a website. When we come back, we're going to be talking about, are you on the bus? You know, this is an old thing that goes back several years, but I heard a new twist to it just the other day, and I want to share that with you. Also, a little bit later on today, Dan Halstead is in the chair. He is our special guest. We're going to be talking about evolving graphics. Should be kind of a fun job. And we've got the best campaign of the week. Those stories and a whole bunch more when we come back. This is Insight on Business, the News Hour. My name's Michael Libbie. We're powered by our advertising agency, Insight Advertising, Marketing, and Communications, and seen on Webcast One Live. Back right after this.